The Reds pull off a transfer coup and an easy win against Manyoo. And if you don't do what the boss asks you to, there'll be nothing down for you. And in FPL, we go to heaven from hell. The good, the bad, and the ugly at Liverpool FC podcast for EPL and FPL game week number 3. Brought to you by the LFC file. Roll the intro, Lucho. Welcome back, one and all, to the latest episode of the good, the bad, and the ugly at Liverpool FC podcast, brought to you by the LFC file and myself, Ben Green. Thanks very much for stopping by. As always, very much appreciated. And if this floats your boat, then please do press the like button, subscribe, and definitely press the notification bell so you know when the next episode is going to be available. And before we get into it, I would just like to make a quick point that the Facebook page for the LFC file is actually, I think it's still available, but I can't access it at the moment because it got bloody hacked. So I'm waiting for the support people at Facebook to work their magic, if it can remotely be called that, because it's taken them over a week now, to get that fixed. So the Facebook page is out of order at the minute, but the Instagram and Twitter, not that I really use Twitter, to be honest, or whatever it's called now, simply because of the owner. So yeah, onwards and upwards, and of course the YouTube channel is still there. So yes, apologies for that. Doing what I can to get it fixed ASAP. So without further ado, let's get into it, guys, with the good. And what other good can there be but beating the noisy neighbours in their own backyard? And Liverpool duly delivered with a 3-0 win against Manchester United at Old Trafford yesterday. And to say it was easy, well, I suppose it's never easy at Old Trafford, but it was much less difficult, let's put it that way, than one would have expected. Yeah, very good game. I was a bit apprehensive, I think, going into this fixture, as I think a lot of fans probably would have been under the new boss Arne Slot, and to see how his brand of football would measure up against said noisy neighbours. But so far, so good. Another clean sheet, which we'll come on to later. But yes, super game, super performance. Everyone done their bit. Ryan Gravenberch, for me, was probably the standout performer, as well as Luis Diaz, Mr. Lucho, chipping in with 2 goals there, both assisted from the man of the moment, Mr. Mo Salah. And Salah, of course, got himself on the score sheet in, I think, the 65th minute or something like that, or 56th. Maybe I'm getting my German and English numbers mixed up. But he scored, and that pretty much was game over. And it could easily have been 5 or 6, actually. And I've got the Mail Online Sport here, and you can see their headline from Mr. Abdi Rashid, who says, Man United 0, Liverpool 3, Arne Slot's Reds run riot at Old Trafford as Luis Diaz nets a brace before Mohamed Salah adds a third. And then you can see his opening paragraph. Liverpool thrashed rivals Man United 3-0 at Old Trafford to continue their bright start under Arne Slot. And little more needs to be said, really. Just a really good performance. Liverpool had a goal disallowed early on. Trent Alexander-Arnold fired in at the near post for that to be disallowed for offside, I believe. And yeah, it's just a great performance. And there were who came on in the second half. Nunes came on, Gakpo came on, Trent Alexander-Arnold was subbed off, and Conor Bradley came on. He didn't seem as disgruntled as he did last time. And Kostas Tsimikas came on for Andy Robertson as well late on. Yeah, really good performance. I was surprised how easy it was, and I would even go so bold as to say potentially this team is going to surpass that of Mr. Jurgen Norbert Klopp's. Bold words indeed. But the way they're going at the moment, they're very impressive. And what Arne Slot seems to have done is to got the defence, really playing well. But it's not even so much the defence. I think it's more the pressing high and really, trying to win the ball back early so that the defence is not always not always, but so often under pressure as they were under Jurgen Klopp. I can't tell you the last time Liverpool had 3 clean sheets in a row, but for now they look very good value for money. After the international break, we welcome Nottingham Forest to Anfield for the first of 2 home games, and without disrespect to Nottingham Forest, it's going to be a very tough task for them. So hopefully we can continue in that vein, but very so far looking excellent value for money. And that brings us swiftly on to the not bad. And the not bad for me this week is going to be the signing of Federico Chiesa from Juventus for a fee which could rise to around £12.5 million if reports are to be correct. So the 26-year-old entered the final year of his contract with the old lady of Turin, as the club is known. And of course, they've decided to sell him to risk losing him for now at the end of the season. A similar situation to 1 or 2 of our players who need not to be named at this point: Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, and Mo Salah. Yes, I'm very excited. I think he's a great buy for Liverpool. And what surprised me, he's 26. And Trent Alexander-Arnold is actually 26 in October. I think this is something which has escaped probably a lot of people. We still see him as maybe being a bit of a youngster, but he's actually getting towards a prime. Actually, he's Mr. TAA. So yeah, very happy that he has signed for the club, and I've got Jamie Jackson at The Guardian here with his headline: Liverpool agree deal to sign Federico Chiesa from Juventus for £10 million, and then I think the £2.5 million is bonus related, I believe. A 26-year-old flying to Merseyside for medical, Chiesa was a star of Italy's Euro 2020 triumph. And what I like about this is, if you've seen the first day video that LFC TV go, I'm going to put a little clip of it here. What impressed me about Chiesa is that you can see he's really excited about playing for Liverpool. And I don't know if many people know, but in Italy, Italy is among the countries with the most Liverpool fans, actually, followed by, I think it's Pakistan, Nigeria, Poland, apparently. But this is what the research will show. So yeah, he seems very excited, and he's mentioned that he's been watching the European nights at Anfield and the big games at Anfield. So I think this is a really good signing. Every club wants players who want to play for the club, and as he was saying in the video, it's a dream. It really is a dream come true. Yeah, very impressed, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play a part. He's going to be very important in the European games, this is for sure. So, yeah, roll on the 14th of September. And that brings us swiftly on to this week's Ugly. And the ugly this week is more of a smugly. It could be an ugly, depending on how you look at it. But I've got the Echo here, and Theo Squires is reporting Trent Alexander-Arnold in an interview where he says, "You won't play," is the headline, and it's the usual trick from the Echo trying to sort of sensationalise something. Trent Alexander-Arnold reveals rule Arne Slot has implemented at Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold has opened up on how Liverpool are adapting to the changes implemented by new head coach Arne Slot. And in essence, what the article, or what Trent Alexander-Arnold says, is essentially that Arne Slot has a very clear way of playing. There are distinct requirements, let's say, that Arne Slot has insisted on implementing in the way that the team plays. And if you don't adopt those, then you won't play. And I think this is nothing specific to Arne Slot. I think Jurgen Klopp was also very similar. I remember there was a couple of games, or at least one specific time when I remember Naby Keita was hauled off. I think it might even have been in the first half, actually. It was very odd. But it was clear that he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. The difference with Arne Slot maybe is that if you don't do these things even in training, then you're not going to be on the pitch come Saturday, or even in the squad probably. So yeah, I think this is fair. You can see that the team actually in one of the post-match interviews, Mo Salah mentioned that maybe they were a little bit in their comfort zone under Klopp, and maybe this shows the team seem very completely revitalised. Definitely, this way of playing is shaping up to be very interesting indeed, and I'm also keen to see what happens with Mr. Alexander-Arnold and the other two that are in the last years of their contract. So. Yeah, interesting. And before we wrap up, we're going to have, our customary look at the Fantasy Premier League and the team that is FC Aki and Saltfish, or FC Aki and Saltfish for those not familiar with the Jamaican pronunciation. So, a very good week. Absolutely can't complain. And we can see a very good week indeed from the boys at FC Aki and Saltfish. You can see I've got a haul of 90 points. I was a bit concerned actually on Saturday, because at the end of Saturday's matches I only had 28 points. I thought, but actually, yes, everything has turned out pretty well, all good in the hood. Mo Salah matched Erling Haaland in the superhuman captain stakes with 34 points. So I'm very happy with that. Also, Easy scored as well against Chelsea, which I was very happy for. And he could have got another, actually. I was watching the game. It was pretty good for a 1-1, but it was really good. I think Chelsea, I wouldn't say they lost the game or threw 2 points away. I think credit has to go to Palace, actually. They played a good game. Isaac scored as well in the Newcastle. I think they won, didn't they, against Tottenham 2-1. So that was good, as did Havertz and as did Visa. So yeah, good performances all round. The goalie, I've bought Sells in goal from Nottingham Forest, because they seem to have quite a mean defence at the moment, and he's got 2. Trent has got 6 for his performance, and yeah, very happy with that. Absolutely can't complain. I've made 1 or 2 changes for the next couple of games. Hopefully they don't get injured actually in the international break. Let's see. It's usually best to leave the transfers for the last minute, but in my desperation and excitement, I made them earlier. But yeah, what can you do? So on to the league situation. Of course, the cream has risen back to the top, 236 points there. So I am 14 ahead of the band of tossers, and 26 away from they think it's all over. Very early days, I have to say, and it reminds me I haven't paid my dues yet, so I have to pay my dues, otherwise I won't get any winnings if I do win at the end of the season. So that's a note to self. So yes, my score was matched by They Think It's All Over, who it doesn't do anything actually other than Fantasy Premier League. So I'm actually happy that I've been able to match him point for point this week. And if we look at the League of Gods 2014-724, I'm no longer languishing in 15th place as I was last season. Now moved up to 8th in the top 10 on joint 145 points. So yes, and I think actually I've got the high score as well in this game week. So I'm very happy with the way things are going. My game plan is working out fantastically for now. So yes, let's see how long it takes until all the wheels fall off, if indeed they do. Let's see. Yeah, so very happy with that. And on that bombshell, I will bring this episode to a close. Thank you very much for stopping by, as always, and to say the usual request, please do like, subscribe. Yes, my mic is on. And press the notification bell so you know when the next episode is going to be available. So until next week, enjoy the weather. I think it's holding up for the next few days. Be good to yourselves, be good to one another. And until then, peace, guys. ULFC final.